Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Noah Shark Robertson reporting live from Austin, Texas. We're here right in front of the Comedy Mothership. And we're here to find out if people think Tony Hinchcliffe is racist. Let's go find out. I am here on the streets of Austin, Texas, in front of the Comedy Mothership, and we're asking people on the street if they think, do you think Tony Hinchcliffe is racist?
Probably as racist as the rest of us, just a little bit. I'd say he's definitely more willing to push at it.
You think everybody is racist?
Oh yeah, we have to all kind of be, right? We weren't living as one society until pretty recently. I think by nature we all kind of. It might be. I don't know. I think so. Yeah, definitely. I do. I think so. A little bit. We kind of all have.
What did you think about his Puerto Rico joke?
I was surprised that was the one that they blew up.
Oh, you thought they should have blown up the watermelon joke?
That was crazy, dude. I mean, if you're gonna pick any joke to make viral, it's that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Are you a Tony Hinchcliffe fan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I'm such a Tony Hinchcliffe fan, I'm actually now a Brian Redband fan.
Oh, nice.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy how that works. All right, are you a comedian?
I am.
Nice.
Just started.
Just started?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing comedy?
2 weeks, officially.
2 weeks?
Yeah. I've been writing for about 5 years, but I finally just committed.
All right, very nice. I'm assuming you signed up for Kill Tony tonight?
I did. Fingers crossed.
Where can people find you online and stuff?
Nowhere yet. I'm setting the basis. I've got a few media handles locked out. Maybe if I see you again, I'll let them go. But
all right.
I will say this. My mobile podcast studio was just delivered to Austin at 5 o'clock today.
Nice.
And I will be active online soon.
What's your name?
Nate.
Nate, I'm Shark.
Nice to meet you, Shark.
Thanks for the interview.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We'll see you out there.
Good night, Shark fans.
All right, here on the streets in Austin, Texas with Mighty Mike.
Yeah.
I'm asking everybody what they think about this Tony Hinchcliffe drama, him being in the news recently.
Man, touchy situation.
Yeah.
Touchy.
What'd you think about his jokes?
I mean, Tony, man, Tony, he's a legend, man. You know what I mean? He'll roast the fuck out of you. Don't try Tony, man. He'll gun your ass. I mean, his comedy is a little different than what people are used to. And he was at the convention, right?
Yeah. He was at the MAGA rally.
And I say, well, hey, comedians ain't really supposed to be there, but they called him, so he did what he's known for, type shit. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Yes.
So he just did what he did. He was talking his shit. That's what he does. If you know Tony, that's what he's known for, talking shit. So just take it as that, man. Don't take it serious. You know what I mean? I know he said something about Puerto Rico, man. I've never been to Puerto Rico, but I seen the women from Puerto Rico. They nice. I ain't gonna say nothing. But hey, yo, man.
Do you think he's racist?
Do I think he's racist? Hell no, man. No. Tony Hinchcliffe ain't racist, man. Tony, with the show that he has going on, Tony gives a lot of opportunities to a lot of comedians like myself. Anybody, man, that come in there and that's funny. If you funny, he gonna give you a shot. Is he racist? Nah, bro. I don't think he racist, man. He just a shit talker.
Yeah.
He just talks shit. I talk shit about other races. That don't make me racist. I love them, but I talk shit about them. It is what it is. Don't take it to heart, man. Let it roll.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Where can we find you online if we want to check you out?
Hey, I'm on all social media platforms. Mighty Mike Chillin'. Mighty Mike Chillin', man. All one word, baby. No
right.
Shark.
Mighty Mike Chillin'. Check him out.
You, brother.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Shitty Talk Show. Coming to you live from Roadway Inn in Austin, Texas. I'm going to be your host. My name is Noah Shark Robertson, And my guest this evening is Tolu.
What's up?
Tolu is from?
Born in Houston. My dad's Nigerian. So, yeah.
Nice. Tolu's a comedian. He's been on Kill Tony before. I say that because we both signed up for Kill Tony tonight. We tried to get on the show, and it didn't work. But
Yeah.
that's the name of the game, right?
Yep, that's what happens, man.
So now we're back at my hotel room, which is really shitty, at the Roadway Inn. And we're actually here to just kind of shoot the shit and talk about a recent thing that's been happening in the news. Of course, we're here to talk about Tony Hinchcliffe and all of the drama and press that he's been going through recently. For those of you who don't know, Tony Hinchcliffe recently spoke at a MAGA rally, and it is not going so good for him in the media. But also, it's going really good for him in the media. So that's what we're going to talk about. But there is one thing I wanted to say before we start all this. First of all, I am not a political person. I never have been. I've never voted, which I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for that, but I don't feel like I'm educated enough or know about, I don't feel like I know enough about everything going on to like give an educated vote. Maybe one day I'll figure all this stuff out and I will vote, but I've never voted. I'm not political in any way. I have no political affiliation. I think Democrats suck. I think Republicans suck. Where do you stand? Are you political?
I'm not a Democrat or Republican either.
Have you ever voted?
I have voted.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't like lean one way or the other?
Yeah, I mean, whoever's policy I fucking, agree with is who I'll vote for, but I'm not like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pigeonhole myself, basically, so.
I got you. Yeah. I consider myself very neutral. I don't really know what that means. I've been trying to learn more about politics. I've been trying to follow it. I've been trying to learn about it. But the more I learn about it and the more I study it and the more I get into it, the more I kind of don't like it. So I don't really know what I am, but maybe one day I'll figure that out. Way back in the day, in like high school or college or something, I took some online quiz to figure out what my political affiliation was. And according to this online quiz, it said I was a Democrat.
Yeah.
But I feel like nowadays, as an adult, I probably have different motivations, different feelings, different, just everything about my life is different. So who knows? That's probably a lot different now.
I think the craziest people are anarchists, dude.
Yeah.
People like... No, actually, fucking
Anarchists.
Libertarians are fucking crazy. It's like they want people to walk around with RPGs, dude.
Libertarians?
Yeah, man. They're like, oh, like, fucking weapons shouldn't be regulated. Like, a fucking RPG, bro. Like, might as well let people have nukes and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
Is a libertarian the same thing as a liberal?
No.
Oh.
No, they're like...
Okay.
They're more on the lines. They're, like, closer to, like, anarchists and shit, man. And,
Interesting.
yeah, I agree with, like, they don't want any government. And I think there should be fucking government, dude, because people are fucking insane. You know what I'm saying? Just people, like, if they were left to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do, this shit would be like fucking Mad Max or some shit, man,
I feel like as you get older and your life changes, your stance on some things change. For instance, my own personal experience, I've never been a gun person. I've never owned guns my whole life. And then whenever COVID happened, there was, I live in downtown Dallas. So there was literally people rioting in the streets, breaking windows, looting, and it was happening right outside of my window. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting a gun. And I went out and I bought a Glock immediately the next day because there was people literally like shattering windows and like ravaging buildings and cars like right outside of my apartment. So I went and bought a gun. So I'm not necessarily a gun person, but I went and bought a Glock because I felt like I needed to protect myself. And I went to the shooting range and learned how to use it and everything. What's hilarious is it takes a few days to get approved, or like I had to go through a process to like get the gun. So like I went and bought a machete, thinking that was gonna like help me.
I mean, whatever helps, man.
Hey, not everybody's a fighter. Like, this guy's an MMA fighter. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was just saying, I saw someone's throat get fucking cut, and I went out and bought a gun the next day.
You saw somebody's throat get cut?
Yeah, I saw someone's throat get fucking...
Where was that?
It's a crazy fucking story, but...
Oh,
Because he actually got his neck cut, which
Yeah.
is funny. But yeah, that's when I had to go get guns, man.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the story was going to go like, me and this dude, we had beef, so I slit a throat. So I slit his throat.
Yeah, I saw his throat get cut. I was cutting it. Yeah.
All right, well, anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there that I'm not really a political person. So this is not like politically motivated. We just wanted to like chat about this because it's something that's like in the comedy world. It's very prevalent in the comedy world. But also I want to state that I am not a Tony Hinchcliffe like ass writer or anything. I don't worship Tony Hinchcliffe. A lot of people think that I do, and I have no idea why. But I am a fan of the show Kill Tony. Was that safe to say it's the same for you? You're a fan of Kill Tony?
Well, I mean, I was a fan of the show. I've been a fan of the show. I haven't really been a fan of, like, a huge fan of Tony Hinchcliffe until recently. Like, now I'm a fucking huge fan because he's got balls, bro. That dude goes hard, man. And so, and I respect that.
All right. Well, I don't really worship Tony Hinchcliffe or anything like that. I'm not like a huge fan of his comedy or anything like that. To be perfectly honest, I think he's kind of a prick, and he's an egomaniac, and he's a whiny little bitch. But he does say some funny stuff. He's a great writer. He's done a lot of really cool stuff. I respect what he's done in the comedy world. I like the show Kill Tony. So anyway, I just wanted to start by saying I'm not political. I'm not a Tony Hinchcliffe super fan or anything like that. But let's just go ahead and get down to it. By the way, we also talked to some people on the street and asked them what they thought about the Kill Tony thing. So we're going to show that footage too a little bit later. But we'll just go ahead and get right into it. For those of you who are tuning in and don't know what's going on, Tony Hinchcliffe spoke at a MAGA rally, and one of the first things out of his mouth was he basically endorsed Trump and endorsed the Republican Party. And a lot of people have been saying that like they think that a comedian shouldn't do that and that they should leave that like separate from their comedy life and their comedy world, their comedy career. I don't really know how I feel about that. Because like if you're aware of like history and other political rallies from the past, oftentimes a comedian will get hired and they'll like say some shit. Back in the day it was Don Rickles. He went off and said a bunch of crazy stuff. At the same time Tony Hinchcliffe was talking at the MAGA rally, George Lopez was making jokes at the Democratic rally. And he was like making jokes about Mexicans stealing and shit. Granted, George Lopez is Mexican.
He's Mexican.
But do you think that it was weird for him to just come out and be like, hey, I support so-and-so and like I'm a Republican?
I mean, it's a move that, I mean, since he's blowing up so much, I guess he could do whatever the fuck he wants to do, really, man. Like, maybe it won't affect him that much, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He is fucking slicing his, like, half the country probably doesn't like that shit, but,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is a valid point that, like, he's so big that maybe he's feeling like he can get to the point, or he's getting to the point where he can do whatever he wants. But in my opinion, if things are going that well for you and your show's blowing up and you're kind of, like, getting known, because, by the way, he just did the Tom Brady roast, which, like, gave him a super boost. It's almost like maybe you shouldn't do that, because one of the quickest ways to divide the audience or divide your fans, or even in simple conversation, like if me and you were having a conversation, one of the simple ways to divide people is to bring up sex, religion, politics. So for him to go on the a camera at the MAGA rally and be like, I'm Republican, I support Trump, I just feel like it was like, dude, things are going so good, just don't. I don't know if they offered him a bunch of money or if I don't know what it is, but it's something he felt like he wanted to do. And then the My Pillow promo, one of the first things out of his mouth, he brings up the My Pillow thing, which I think was actually kind of funny. My pillow, that joke. But
I think it's funny because it's like just a big promos or advertisements like a big part of his show and shit. So
totally,
it's just fucking.
Do you think that link even works or that promo even is valid?
You know what? I saw something on Reddit and I think it is valid.
Oh really? You can use that promo code to get a my pillow.
I think that's his thing, dude. He fucking on his show he fucking does advertisements. So I think that's like part of the joke.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Totally. So so he endorses Trump. He endorses the Republican Party. He talks about the My Pillow thing. He makes a little promo joke, and then he starts talking shit about California and how he watched San Francisco go downhill. We've all seen him kind of become Texan over the last few years. Like suddenly he's like wearing a cowboy hat, and like I think he really likes Texas and what Texas in his mind stands for. He's kind of over California a lot. Which a lot of those comedians are that came from there, you know? Like Joe Rogan, kind of the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I was in California like 3 months ago, and I didn't like the fact I had to lock my guns up and shit. Like, you gotta put your guns in a fucking box that's padlocked and shit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a fan of that shit. We fucking, our room was in Inglewood. So, you know, in the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I lived in California for a while. I lived in Hollywood. I lived in L.A. I drove Uber out there.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a nightmare, but it was still nice. I moved back to Texas right before the pandemic, so I feel like I lucked out. So I don't know.
Yeah, I talked to somebody that was saying like recently. They were saying like California was fucking dangerous as fuck these days.
Yeah. He makes the joke about proud Latinos. Where are my proud Latinos at? And then he's like, I'll accept you with arms wide open. And he's like, but what I mean by that is, no, go back, stay.
Yeah.
But they were all cheering and stuff whenever he was saying that. I really didn't think that was
I don't
too
know.
bad.
I don't know if they like. I didn't really hear the audience real good. You know
True.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
And it sounded as if some people were like there was like a reaction of. Some people were taken aback by that. Like the jokes that I know landed were like the P Diddy party type shit. What else? But about that, man. Like I think you know those jokes probably aren't like the place for like a serious political rally where they're trying to talk about taking care of the country, you know. But I don't think that's on Tony to. That's not his. Like I think it's on like the campaign manager. Like why the fuck would you book Tony to do a gig like that? That's crazy. Like did y'all do some research? You know what I'm saying? Have you heard any of his fucking jokes?
That's one of the things that people are bringing up a lot about this is like, who is actually responsible for this? Because surely they did research. If you look up Tony Hinchcliffe, the first thing you're going to find out about him, whether it's Wikipedia or Google or whatever it is, he's an insult comic, he's a roaster. And you could also just go back and look at the Tom Brady thing he recently did.
Just look 4-minute video.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's like, did they want that to happen? Did they do that on purpose?
They must have wanted it to happen, dude. I don't know, man. That's they can't be that incompetent. You know what I mean? Like.
Plus, did he have to submit like his jokes?
That's what I would think too.
And like they look them over, because sometimes what happens is people will submit what they're gonna do, and then they change it, and the people are like, you know, oh, we didn't know he was gonna do that because he changed it. But I have no idea what the situation is with that. But somebody in Trump's campaign surely is responsible. And then you were saying Trump said that he didn't know him or something?
Yeah, said he didn't know him.
I don't know the guy.
His vice president got on Rogan acting like he didn't know him either.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, he was telling Rogan, he's like, yeah, some comedian made some jokes about blah, blah, blah. And he's, and I think you're good friends with him too, right? I was like, dude, that's like, that's bullshit. Like, even if you don't know who Tony is, your people would have done some research and told you that, you know, he does his show at Rogan's Club. So yeah, he knows Rogan type shit.
Well, I definitely want to get to the Puerto Rico thing.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest thing that happened during this, or the biggest thing that he said that like got picked up by the media. Like everybody's been talking about the Puerto Rico thing. Like Bad Bunny has been coming out and saying, how dare you, and like he's been standing up for his people. So Tony Hinchcliffe compared Puerto Rico to a floating island of garbage in one of the jokes. But me and Tolu have been talking about this all day, and the floating island and garbage thing is kind of alluding to the fact that like Puerto Rico has a really big like trash problem right now, I guess. They're having trouble getting their garbage off of the island. So this has been in the media recently. This has been like a news story, right?
Yeah.
We were looking at an article earlier where they were talking about how like...
Yeah, there's an article from like that I saw from like 2022. So it was a problem like 2 years ago. So it's probably an even bigger problem right now.
Yeah. So like... Whenever I started reading the articles about Puerto Rico's trash problem, it seemed to me like he was maybe making a joke that Puerto Rico has a trash problem and there's a lot of garbage there versus like saying Puerto Ricans are garbage or like Puerto Ricans are trash. But everyone's saying that he's racist and they're making it out to be this like race thing and everyone's freaking out about it. A bunch of local comedians in my local comedy scene and the Dallas comedy scene have been coming out and like saying that Tony's racist and if you support him or if you're a fan of him in any way, you should unfriend me now. And like everybody's just like blowing this up to be this huge crazy thing.
I've been hearing he's been telling that joke for at least a year.
Yeah.
The Puerto Rico joke, yeah. And
wow.
I think I think the trash problem is big enough of a problem to where like he's not even talking about the people at all. Like it's the fucking literal trash on the island that's fucking at full capacity, like the landfills and shit. And
right.
I think it's a legendary joke, man. That's like my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it made fucking international news. Like I can't think of another joke right now that made international news. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm pretty neutral on all this, but only because I'm kind of on the side of like comedy, and that's the only reason why I'm even like talking about this, because it involves like comedy. Normally, I wouldn't even get involved in something that like had any political connotations whatsoever, but like I'm one of those people that a joke is a joke, and like as a comedian, you know this probably more than anybody, like I do. As a comedian, one of the number one things we do is we make jokes at like inappropriate times. You know what I mean? Like if one of our friends dies, I don't know about you, but like we'll joke, we like start joking about it immediately. Comedians are fucked up, but some people say there's a time and a place for everything, and that wasn't the place to like make those jokes. I don't know. How do you feel about that as far as the time and the place thing?
I mean, it's definitely not the time or the place, but
yeah. Like you said, it was like a serious
I think it's their fault for booking him in the first place. Like, what jokes was he going to tell? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of any other jokes that he would tell besides what he did. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's his thing. That's his thing. If you just Google Tony Hinchcliffe comedy,
True.
His jokes are going to be what he fucking did at the fucking rally. You know what I'm saying? So...
Yeah, one thing, and also one of the things I've noticed about Tony is he kind of like roasts everybody and everything and all kinds of people. I mean, even during this,
savage.
It was Latinos, Puerto Ricans, it was Democrats. He talked about the wars and Ukraine, Russia, Israel versus Palestine. But
yeah, that set was tame as fuck compared to.
It was pretty tame
compared to the shit he fucking talks about.
Yeah.
Like he'll make fun of someone's dead mother. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, he made a joke about how, like, some dude's dad fucking killed himself to get away from his comedy type shit.
Oh, no.
Like, dude.
Yeah, I've heard him say some
some really fucked up shit.
Yeah, he says some really bad things. He kind of considers himself like a comedy villain. He's like a fan of that whole thing, being a villain and stuff. But I do think that he makes fun of everybody, and that was going to be my next point. You know, at one point. So after he made the Puerto Rico joke, he said he even admitted this is not the perfect comedy setup.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not used to like following the national anthem.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
So he's already started sort of backpedaling and kind of making excuses, which any comedian would. I think we could all tell that wasn't a good climate for comedy, what he was doing. But so then he makes a joke about Travis Kelce, comparing him to the next O.J. Simpson. He compares the Democratic Party to a P. Diddy party. And then the carved watermelons joke. How did you feel about the carved watermelon joke?
I mean, classic Tony Hinchcliffe. You know what I'm saying, dude? But, I mean...
Did you feel like that was like racist or anything like that?
I mean, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. But I've seen him do that shit a lot. I've been to a lot of his shows, and that's the fucking, those are the jokes they tell. It's just like, you know. Yeah. But like, you know, it's just stereotypes and shit. You know what I mean? True. It's not like they're being serious
like a malicious
about it. You know, now if
he's talking about him as Buddy, Ricardo Watermelon.
I mean, he's a comedian, so he gets up there and says the shit. Now, if Trump got up there making those jokes, that'd be a different thing, because you're supposed to be a serious motherfucker talking about what you're gonna do for our country type shit. You know what I mean?
Well, we actually while we were out on 6th Street in front of the Comedy Mothership, Joe Rogan's Comedy Club, here in Austin, Texas, I grabbed some random people from the street and I asked them what they thought. And we're going to take a look at that footage right now. Let's go to the footage of me on the street asking people what they thought about the Tony Hinchcliffe thing. Roll it. All right, we're here on the streets of Austin, Texas. I'm here with Chris Kuhn.
That's right.
And I'm just asking people, what do you think about Tony Hinchcliffe speaking at the MAGA rally?
I think, why not just say your political opinions about why you support? I mean, the thing that people are mad about is he's doing these roast jokes at 11 in the morning, and you know, how much time did he spend writing these roast jokes? Not as much time as Tom Brady is my guess. Yeah. But there's an island full of trash in Puerto Rico or whatever. It's like, yeah, that's gonna go bad. Maybe just say like, I believe in whatever it is you think Trump's gonna do. I don't know. Yeah, like.
Do you think that it was do you think
Atlanta is absolutely full of black people? Like, what is that gonna accomplish? You know?
Do you think it was on the people who booked him? Like, do you think it was on the campaign people to research and see who he is?
Yeah, it's a dumb. Tony Hinchcliffe is like, I'm voting for the policy or the party of free speech, but Tony Hinchcliffe's idea of free speech is no one's allowed to get mad at him, which is why he likes Texas, because crowds don't get mad at you in Texas. But like, they did get mad at him for Puerto Rico, so like, yeah, you know. Turns out you can't just treat every single room like it's the mothership.
Yeah. Do you think those jokes would have went over better at a comedy show versus like a political event?
Of course. Yeah, comedy shows are about bending what is societally acceptable. Political speeches are not. Yeah. They're about, like, the reason politically correct is the thing is because people want to hear, at some point, people don't want to hear Trump calling Joe Biden a retard, you know? He pitched that, by the way. Do you know about this?
Oh, no.
He pitched that in June, and his advisors were like, no.
Please don't.
Don't say retarded Joe Biden.
Well, I guess my final question is, you know, everybody's saying that Tony Hinchcliffe is racist. Do you think that Tony Hinchcliffe is straight up racist?
Do I think Tony Hinchcliffe is straight up racist?
Yeah.
Well, I am going to have to take the Israel opinion on this, which is to say, Tony, please have me on your show. You can do whatever you want. I'm a whore. I'm a whore. I love Israel. I love everything their military does. I hate Palestinians. I love Kill Tony. Tony Hinchcliffe, Tony Hinchcliffe, Tony Hinchcliffe.
Would you suck Tony Hinchcliffe's penis to be on the show?
Sure, of course. Yeah, no worries.
Hell yeah, dude. I like this guy.
Yeah, I have no beliefs.
All right. He's gay for Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, and trans men. Follow me at Chris Overalls on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and stuff.
Chris Kuhn, Chris Overalls. Look him up. Check him out.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, buddy. Hell yeah. All right, we're in front of the Comedy Mothership in Austin, Texas, and I've got Mr. Mars Martian here. You may recognize him from Kill Tony. I just wanted to see what people on the street think about Tony Hinchcliffe in the news recently. What do you think about it?
You know, when I listened and watched the rally, I heard a lot of warmongering and only heard one person question where the finances for war is going and why we're all in these wars all together. That person happened to be Tony Hinchcliffe, and he's the only one getting pushback from the entire media. So I don't know if it was the watermelon joke or the Puerto Rican joke or the anti-war rhetoric that he, I don't know. It's an interesting thing, but honestly, don't hurt me at all. I'm about to say 10 times more racist shit tonight than I got the leeway here. I got the right avatar, so.
Yeah, you've got the card. You can say it. All right.
That's fine. Tony, every 1,000 days or so, Tony's in the news for racism.
Yeah.
So funny. It's fun.
So, so you don't think Tony Hinchcliffe is like inherently just racist?
No, none of it.
Yeah. Do you think there's a time and a place for jokes like that?
Every joke that he said could have gone over differently if, I don't know, I don't want to shit.
Yeah.
Now we're getting in the weeds.
Well, like if he was in a comedy club, those jokes would have killed him, right? Or do you think that he would have just not done well?
So,
with those jokes
when all the interviews that they had, all the political pundits were specifically just cutting out phrases as statements with no timing or anything like that and pretending like there was no laughter and everybody's just, getting on their moral high ground about the whole thing or whatever. So people were clearly laughing in the audience. The internet is a different thing. The internet needs a laugh track to be told when something's funny. I don't need that type of deal, you know what I mean? And so it is what it is. People were there laughing, obviously. People were there moaning. You get that in any comedy room in America. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So
I saw that some of the news sites were just saying that he was a speaker and not saying that he was a comedian. What do you think about the divisive tactics?
Once again, he's the only one who had anti-war rhetoric there.
Yeah.
So why is he the only one that's what's going on with it? So I don't know.
That's a good question. Where can people find you if they want to check out your comedy and everything like that?
I'm Mr. Mars Martian. I'm Mars Martian on Instagram, but I'm doing comedy all over Texas. A lot of it in Austin. Traveling as much as possible. Nice. But hopefully I get on Kill Tony tonight.
All right, look out for Mr. Mars Martian on Kill Tony coming up soon. He's an Austin comic. We're going to go talk to some more people. Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate you, brother.
Hell yeah. All right, cool. And we're back. How's it going, Tilden?
It's good, man.
That's awesome.
I'm wet right now because it was raining out there, man. So
yeah.
Fucking sucks.
Oh, hey. We're getting a phone call right now, actually. I don't know why the phone's ringing, but that's
crazy.
Well, I guess we might as well just pick it up and see who it is. Hello? What? Why is Tony Hinchcliffe?
What?
How did you get the number to this random hotel room? This is a shitty hotel.
That's crazy, man.
Uh-huh.
You're shitting me, right?
Well, I'm actually trying to host a show right now, but I have Tolu here. He's a guest. He might be more qualified to talk to you about this than me. Tolu, you want to talk to Tony Hinchcliffe?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yo, what's up, man? Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. Yeah. You'll bring baby oil? No, man. It's not that. No, a third. Nah, dude, it's not that kind of party, bro. We're just doing a podcast thing right now, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna get back to this podcast, bro.
All right, bye, Tony.
That was very strange, dude.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why he was calling.
Classic Tony Hinchcliffe, man.
Classic Tony Hinchcliffe, Surprised he didn't say anything racist on the phone, All right, cool. Well, Another thing Tony Hinchcliffe said during the rally, he talked about Hillary calling the MAGA rally a Hitler rally. That was interesting. I don't know.
A Nazi party. Or Nazi rally, something like that.
It's wild. I feel like Tony is really just kind of doubling down. Like, I think he knew exactly what he was doing with all this. Because people already associate Trump and the Republican Party with being racist. That's like the number one thing everybody says. Like, everyone says the Democrats are gay and they're LGBTQ and they're blue-haired, crazy people that are all trans. And everybody says the Republicans are like racist, gun-toting lunatics. And I feel like him coming out as Republican and supporting Trump and then making racist jokes at that rally, it's like he had to have known what he was getting himself into.
Yeah, man. You know, I thought he was fucking trolling the whole thing, which was like one of the thoughts in my mind. Like it was just trolling the whole idea of
maybe
the whole thing. You know what I mean? But
I don't know. I think he's entered into an era where he feels like all publicity is good publicity. Because he survived the cancellation by Peng Dang.
Yeah.
I hope I'm saying his name right, but there's a Dallas comedian, Peng Dang, that...
I feel like the people that are already his fans, like the people that are offended were not his fans in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they weren't like...
Sure.
You know, because you can't watch that show and fucking have, like, thin skin or just get offended by everything. You know
Totally.
what I mean? Like, you're not going to sit through 2 hours of that.
I don't know. I think, in conclusion... Can I say that? In conclusion, I feel like I'm kind of torn. Because on one side, I side with comedy, and I feel like a joke is always a joke. And I don't think that making little jokes and poking fun at stereotypes and making like a little bit of jokes about race is like anything to freak out about or anything like that horrible. Maybe that makes me a bad person. I don't know, but like me and all my comedian friends do that constantly. The co-host of my show normally is a big fat Mexican guy. And he shits on white people all the time. I talk shit about Mexicans all the time, mainly him, but yeah, like just me and all my comedian friends, we do that all the time, constantly. But at the same time, you're on a national forum, you're on a national platform in front of America and everybody at a political rally. It's like you said, like maybe not the right time and the place for that. I don't know. I don't know how I truly feel about it, but my gut instinct is that like it was a poor decision by, I don't know, maybe Tony Hinchcliffe, maybe by the person who booked him, by the Republican Party at large. I really don't know, but it just, something about it doesn't seem like it's a good choice or a good thing that happened. So I don't know. But I always side with comedy in these situations.
Word. I think, you know, the other jokes were probably didn't need to happen there. But I think the Puerto Rico joke is fucking legendary, man. Like,
you thought it was a good
I think
joke?
they bit on the wrong thing. If they wanted to bite on anything, they should have bit on the watermelon joke or the Latino not pulling out joke.
Right.
But they bit really hard on the Puerto Rico thing when he was just really just kind of stating facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I wonder what the motivation behind that was, to like go so hard after the Puerto Rico joke and like not really go that hard about the watermelon thing.
I think it's just because they had like they just had a big target to. I mean, they had like just Puerto Ricans to try to rile up or some shit. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't know.
Because I guess that was the most. If that joke wasn't factual at all, that means he's calling Puerto Ricans trash. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like carving watermelons, that's not okay. Whatever. Or having babies, that's something everybody does. But calling someone trash, you know what I mean? Now that's a big deal. That's
right. Calling
straight
an
up
entire race or like group
yeah.
of people.
Yeah. But you know, that's not. I mean, the trash problem is. I think the trash problem is big enough to where he's not talking about people. He's talking about literal trash type shit.
Yeah.
I think that joke should be inducted in the Hall of Fame, bro. Like,
You feel that strongly about it?
dude, everyone's gonna remember that fucking joke, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to have a joke that made international news like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking.
Maybe
dope
not
as
under
fuck.
those circumstances, but to have a joke go
Fine,
viral
dude.
would be
I would
actually
love
pretty
it
awesome.
under those circumstances because it's kind of like a gotcha bitch. Like, it's kind of like a, you know, like they took the bait, but it's like they're fucking complaining about the wrong thing. It's
Yeah.
like it's not, you know, it's a fact type shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out in just a few days, or it might even be tomorrow. I don't really know how it all works. We're gonna find out who the president is. It's either gonna be Kamala or it's gonna be Trump. Is there anybody you're rooting for at the moment, or no? You don't want to state.
I'm not.
You're not gonna get into it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, me neither. Because I'm not really rooting for anybody. I don't really know what's going on anymore in this country. I don't know who I support, but it'll be interesting to see who becomes president.
I think you know it's not really a. It's probably more of a Republican versus Democrat thing than the presidents themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That makes sense.
Just one person. I don't believe in that one person's gonna change shit anymore. So been saying type shit a lot. Type shit.
Yeah.
You know, like these younger guys, they just say type shit. They don't even.
And it
say,
doesn't even-
They don't set it up with anything.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm like, oh, it's that's some Diddy type shit. That's how I'd say it.
Right.
But they're just like type shit.
Yeah, like it's a saying.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
noticed that too. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, well, I guess we're going to go ahead and end this shit show. This has been a shitty talk show set up in a roadway inn in Austin, Texas.
Oh, that fucking dead hooker ghost hasn't been making noise.
Oh, yeah. Tolu's convinced that this hotel room is haunted by dead hookers.
Yeah.
So that's not
Most likely. I mean, it's the most logical conclusion.
I think you're probably right. This hotel room is not the best. But, all right, cool. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Tolu. It's been cool hanging out today. We didn't get on Kill Tony, but, you know, we set up a shitty talk show. And,
Did a pretty dope ass mic at fucking Shakespeare's.
Oh, yeah, you got up on stage tonight
Yeah.
at Shakespeare's? Nice. How did that go?
It went good.
Went good?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, that's our show. Thanks for watching. Good night. We're going to go carve some watermelons.